Oh, Wiggy, what is up to everybody out there? This is the Sneaks and Stats podcast, episode 57. I am Mr. Sneaker Peter, also known as EJ.
Which makes me the Statty Daddy, Julian over here. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Monday morning.
That's right. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not done that yet. Please like and comment on our videos. Follow us on our social media, Instagram, Threads, X, and TikTok.
That's right. Those are the ones.
If it's still alive.
TikTok? Oh yeah, I forgot there.
Because in a couple weeks, there's something that could happen with that. Yeah.
We'll see. Trump is supposedly inviting not that the president of China is in control of TikTok, but supposedly he's invited to the inauguration. So maybe they'll mend the TikTok bridge.
Just let it be, man. Come on, just leave it.
We love TikTok.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are back in the studio after a couple weeks or so. We just want to kind of just give our love, prayers, and our heart to all the people affected by the fires here in LA.
Yes.
It'll be about 2 weeks or so now. Since those things have happened, a lot of people lost their belongings, people lost their lives. Also, a shout out to all the first responders and firefighters and people, just everybody who helped.
Yeah.
There are still donation centers out there and places you can get housing and stuff. So prayers to everybody out there for that.
Yes, yeah, couldn't have said it better, especially, of course for everybody, but I think for us especially, everyone affected by the Eden fire. That one was literally close to home. So thoughts for everybody, and yeah, hopefully we can start moving forward a little bit. But yeah, it's been nice to see the community kind of come together and offer support and help getting people back on their feet. So it's been good. It's been nice. It's been tough, but it's been good. Yeah,
the people of LA are very resilient, and seeing that after something that's happened that we don't usually go through, it's good to see the people sticking together. So,
yeah, definitely.
And with that being said, a huge happy birthday to the Statty Daddy.
Oh, thank you.
How old are you, bro?
I'm 29.
What a baby. Not even 30 yet? Dude.
I'm in my 20s, bro.
I wake up
Don't mess with me.
I wake up and my body hurts. You are not even close to me being there. You liar.
I wake up and
You are such a liar.
My neck and my back.
Feel great.
Feels so good.
Because I'm 29. But a lot of stuff has gone on in the NBA these last few weeks. Lots to talk about. Going back to that, Steve Ballmer and his family donated $15 million towards wildfire relief. Anthony Davis there was a Laker
staff
member who's lost their house, and Anthony Davis was very generous and kind and offered $30,000. Sorry.
Whoa,
that's a lot. $30,000 to them. So shout out to all the organizations also kind of donating and helping out throughout this time.
Yeah, it was cool. I don't know if you caught the Rams game on Monday, but it was cool. It's like kind of weird when sports continue during all this. Mm-hmm. In some ways, I think for a lot of people, it's probably nice. It's a distraction. Yeah, it can be positive. If the LA team wins, which the Rams did. But it was cool that they relocated the game from SoFi to Arizona, mm-hmm. and the Cardinals team really stepped up, and just because they had really short notice. I think they had less than a week to try and get the stadium ready for a game when they thought they were in full off-season mode. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah. They
even cleared out their team store and put Rams gear because it was a Rams home.
Yeah, they tried to make it like a Rams home game. There was a ton of Rams fans there.
I mean, just an extra effort for them to do that, and it's really nice of them to
painted their field with the Rams home style and put up blue where they could.
So shout out to the Arizona Cardinals organization for that.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about a couple things that are happening in the near future. The Nets are retiring VC's jersey.
Good.
I mean, the two teams, Raptors and Nets, I would say. right?
Those are the teams
that where he was at his best. So I think he deserves
at
it
his
on
best, where he did the most. I think well deserved, especially for that franchise. I mean, when you think of the Nets,
that's very nice of you to
Kidd,
say.
yeah, you think J Kidd,
yeah,
Dr. J, I guess.
Dr. J. Would you put Richard Jefferson?
I think of Richard Jefferson.
He was part of that big three.
I don't know if 24 is going to get his number retired. You know,
yeah, that's true.
J Kidd definitely should if he hasn't already.
Yeah. Was Vince Carter there during the finals against the Lakers?
No, he was still.
That
in
was
the
something
Raptors.
else,
Yeah,
right? That was Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon Martin, Kerry Kittles. Who's
Aaron Williams.
Aaron Williams.
Yes.
Who's the redheaded guy that always wore the knee-high socks?
Keith Van Horn?
Yes. Yeah.
Is it Keith Van
I think
Horn?
it was Keith Van Horn.
He was there at one point. I don't know if it was there during that time.
Yeah, fun team.
Yeah.
Never stood a chance against the Spurs or the Lakers, the two teams they faced. But
not fair at all.
J Kidd and Kmart.
Yeah. And they've come out on podcasts to talk about how hard it was to guard the Shai and Kobe.
Oh my God! Good luck.
But they, as an East Coast team, they were really good. I think it was it the Raptors or the Sixers they had to fight in the East or battle in the East Conference?
Probably both.
It's one of those two, right?
I know. There's in 2001 when the Sixers made it to the finals. They had that great series against the Raptors.
Yeah.
I think was that the semis because then I think the Sixers played the Bucks in the conference finals.
Right.
The Ray Allen
and Glenn
Big Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Some fun teams.
Yeah.
No one that was like truly dominant except for maybe AI.
Right.
In that early 2000s time from the East.
Right. Which is now the Brooklyn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
What do you think about? I think it's so. The Lakers also recently retired just this past week. Michael Cooper's number.
Yes.
I think super well deserved. 5-time champion.
I was even gonna say why did it take so long?
Oh, seriously. I mean,
Right.
all the other big members besides maybe Byron Scott, but he was never, I feel like, at that star caliber level as like everyone else from those Showtime teams that got their numbers retired. Big game.
And Coop and Byron came a little later. Like Coop was only there for 3 of the chips, right? I think. I'm pretty sure.
I thought he was there for all of them. Byron definitely was later.
Oh yeah, he came later.
No, 5-time champion. Yeah, he was.
I take that back.
He was a rookie the year before Magic.
Wow.
Yeah, how about
back to back on the Lakers? That's insane. But yeah, well deserved, dude.
But what do you think about like the Raptors? I do think. Well, let me ask you about like the Raptors and the Nets retiring players' numbers. It's different when you come from, as a Lakers fan, from like you're retiring champions numbers like almost exclusively.
Right.
What do you think about franchises retiring numbers of players that didn't win a championship or didn't win MVP even in Vince Carter's case?
Yeah, I'm cool with it because we're blessed with a team that almost every player is great. Almost every player, great player gets a championship with us, right? And we're kind of that's ingrained in our mind every season, right? Not every team is the Lakers. Not every team gets to go to the playoffs, gets to go to the finals. Let alone the playoffs. So I mean the finals. So they will have great players that just didn't reach the finals. You know, maybe they've left and then they've left won a championship somewhere else. So I think I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Because just because they didn't win a championship doesn't make them a great player. You know, obviously that adds to the resume and all that stuff. But I'm cool with it.
All right.
Like Vince Carter, to me, a legend. I mean, he's affected the game. The All-Star, the dunk contest. He has all these special moments throughout his career that I think accumulates to a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, I think so.
And a jersey retirement.
Yeah,
if that's
he is a Hall of Famer. So that kind of automatically, if you spend a significant amount of time with a franchise, you get your number retired.
Yeah, that's a great question. Which brings me up to like, what about like guys like Derek Fisher? You know what I'm saying?
There was definitely a time and place where I was like, Fish should have his number retired.
But see, there's like that feeling where it's like yeah, he won so many championships with us, he was important. But I'm almost okay with him, yes and no, Like I'm stuck in between.
I feel like he is one of the most important
Purgatory.
players in in Lakers history.
Right.
Like he's easily top 20.
Yeah.
Probably not top 10 because the Lakers have just had so many amazing players.
Yeah.
But I think it would be awesome if he got his number retired. But when you look at the pedigree of the individual careers of everyone else that has their number retired with the Lakers, it's hard to stack up. Fish was never an all-star. Yeah,
that's true.
He's just was never that type of player.
I agree, because then it would have to come down to that, and then that's where it's just not as fulfilling as another player, I guess.
Yeah, it would just. It's like, okay, now do you retire Lamar Odom's number? Like it's kind of a rabbit
then it's
hole
everybody
a little bit, because even individually, I think probably Lamar Odom's career overall he has more accomplishments than Fish, but maybe not as good of a career with the Lakers. I don't know. It's tough.
True. No, I agree with that.
What about LeBron? Obviously, his career with the Lakers is not over.
Well,
let's say he doesn't win another championship with the Lakers. So he's got one championship, one Finals MVP, couple All NBAs, couple All Stars.
Is it weird for me to say that you almost feel forced?
You do feel handcuffed to retire,
right?
But what do you retire 6 or 23? He's switched back and forth so many times.
Which brings me to our topic that we talk about all the time. When new players come to the Lakers after all that, you get to choose through 3 numbers.
They're running out of numbers in the 30s. That's for sure.
Oh,
same with the Celtics. I think the Celtics 32 through 36 are gone.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Same with the Lakers.
Yeah.
You can't wear 32. You can't wear 33, 34.
8 and 24.
Yeah.
It's 13. There's just 13 numbers you can't use, which doesn't seem like a lot, but not every team has that many jerseys retired, right? So.
Do you think the Lakers will retire LeBron's jersey?
I think they do. I think if they went the route of drafting his son and doing all this and basically catered to him since he's been here, I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah, I agree. I think they probably. I do agree.
Imagine that's the cutoff. No jersey. No jersey for you. But everything else you can get it.
They're handcuffed. I do think at the end of the day,
that's how I feel.
He'll deserve it. One championship is probably enough right there.
Yeah.
You're the greatest. You broke the all-time scoring record as a Laker.
Yes.
Which is weird now that I think about it. Second Laker to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe even the third. Maybe Wilt broke it when he was.
I mean, he would be the guy. How do you feel about this? He gets the jersey retired, right? And one of the all-time Laker greats, of course. But to me, if you're gonna put him at the same level as Kobe, or even near the same level as Kobe, as just a Laker, I think he needs to get one more.
To approach, I think, for better or for worse, especially with Kobe's passing, for so many Lakers fans, he is going to be the greatest Laker of all time.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah.
I do think actually Magic is a close second. And
Easily.
I think underrated as a Laker was Jerry West.
Yes.
Just because what he did as a player was incredible, but then what he did as an executive, arguably even better than his playing career.
Great point. Also, we've gone through so much time where nobody has, basically everybody living right now hasn't seen him play.
Pretty much.
So I don't think he'll get that credit.
But yeah, no, for LeBron to be a Laker great, definitely needs one more.
I think
all
so,
the
too.
other Laker greats have brought multiple championships.
Right.
We've never had a title window where we've only won one. So
yeah, exactly. It's true. And I think because of the baggage that he brings in terms of all his, he's supposedly the best ever, right? To some people, I think if you're that guy and you're on that team, which is the Lakers, you have to have at least that second chip.
Yeah, it'll be hard. It's going to be really hard.
How
for
did
them.
it? No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I do think. I think we talked about this yesterday. This is the longest he's spent with a team besides the Cavs.
Yeah.
And it's approaching the most consecutive times he spent with consecutive years he spent with one team. If he plays 1 or 2 more seasons, I think it will be. And he's put in the work for the franchise. Of course. But he is. It is also the obligation of having the greatest player of all time on your team,
Yeah.
you're going to have to retire that number. Almost, even if he didn't win a championship, I bet they probably
Right.
would have retired 23 anyways.
Yeah.
Given how much time he spent with them and that he's LeBron James.
Yeah. I mean, these last couple of minutes just convinced me. I think they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Now that we talked about it. Now that we talked about it. We have the return of Jimmy Butler.
Do we?
I mean, sort of. What is that situation? How do you feel about that whole thing? Because I feel like you can be kind of on either side.
I think it's this really weird clash of cultures. I think essentially you have Pat Riley, heat culture. You have Pat Riley, who's like, you know, the ultimate old school, like
foot down,
came from nothing, like did the hard work, like built himself up to where he is today, and like he lived in that era of no player empowerment. And was like, you're going to do it my way or the highway. I mean, he did that with Shaq. He did that, you know, in New York. That's just kind of his way. And then Jimmy, it's interesting, right? Like, you look at some players like KD had this thing around him, same with Harden, of like, oh, it's not working. Like, KD's going to leave again.
Yeah.
Jimmy's, to me, is kind of approaching a similar level of rep. Like, he had problems with the Bulls when he left, and the Bulls franchise kind of is a disaster in some ways.
Same. He had the issues with the Timberwolves.
He had major problems in Minnesota. Yeah. He seemed to fit really well in Philly and like it, and then they just didn't bring him back for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Which is weird. And I thought he was going to finish his career in Miami because it just seemed like a perfect fit. He loved the grind and all that, but now again, there's a problem, and he's not happy. He didn't get help. I just saw a report that apparently at the end of last season there was an accounting error, and he didn't get his final paycheck for like 10 days or something, which like is annoying. But also, you definitely aren't hurting. You don't need it.
And that's true. But also, what timing for that to happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what. You know, the angle is of the story is like, that's kind of weird that like he wasn't happy and then this happened. So I don't know. I think it's a little weird that or his camp or whoever is putting out these stories of like, no, I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here. I need to get traded as soon as possible. It does rub me the wrong way a little bit.
I'm on the same boat. I think I like to see it from both sides before I make my decision. So like, did they give him enough to have a fight to go to get a championship? They made it. They made it during COVID. I think they were good.
2023.
They were good that year as well. They had like a window. Did they get him enough to do it consistently? Probably not. But I don't know the situation between the money and all that. I don't think it's enough for him. I don't think it's enough for a player to act up. I know we live in that time now of player empowerment. But do you think that's enough for him to act up and say like, oh, let's
not mid-season,
right?
Not mid-season.
See, and that's why it rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, and I think to be so staunch of like, no, I'm getting traded.
Yeah,
and like he was actively sabotaging the team, and that's why he's been suspended for the last few games.
And that's what bugs me. He's such a good player, man.
He's a really good player.
One of the best at one point.
I think he's just really stubborn. You know.
Yeah.
Supposedly he was being late for flights and like doing other things that
wanted to take his own flight.
Yeah.
Separate from the team. That's so excessive, man.
It's a little ridiculous. I don't like it. Kevin Love's Instagram has been hilarious because he keeps posting memes about like Jimmy's coming back. Like he posted the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not leaving. Which I was like, you can try and will him, to stay, but if he really seems like he.
When you're putting it out there in the news and stuff, it's pretty serious. I think he's trying to get out. I think eventually he'll end up like on the Suns or something.
Suns seem like a big place. It kind of makes sense. The Heat were interested in Bradley Beal, but Brett,
Trade
they
clause.
asked, he has the no trade clause, and they were asking him about it, like, the trade rumors, and he's like, as far as I know, the power's in my hands, so I don't think he wants to be traded. I think he's going to hold on to that. So maybe the Suns won't actually work out. The Suns aren't going to move Devin Booker, at least not for Jimmy Butler.
No.
They're not going to move Kevin Durant. So
they just made a trade for Nick Richards.
Yes.
They traded Josh Okogie and a couple 3 second-round picks, but they got a second-round back.
Nick Richards is good.
And I think he's more... Yeah, I think now you split the time. Not split the time, but you start either Nurkic or him, and then, maybe you have a backup, or maybe you get rid of Nurkic eventually.
Well, with the amount of fights Nurk gets into, he's going to be suspended.
He's gonna be suspended or injured if he fights Draymond or something.
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think he'll get moved. I just don't know to where.
Right.
I guess New York, but I don't think New York has enough to send some.
Who would they want to move?
Yeah,
they'd have to get rid of a piece.
They just built this team. They're not gonna want to send it, break it up already.
Yeah.
Other contenders, the Warriors. The Warriors can make it happen.
The Warriors need a running mate for Steph. I can see that happening. I just don't know if it does happen anytime soon because Kuminga is out for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I would imagine he would be a big piece in there. Rockets is also another interesting team.
The Rockets could happen because they have 1,000 pieces.
1,000 pieces and a vet. They need a vet there.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't have any picks though. They sent all their picks away in the Harden trade. But
it worked out. I mean, they have
it's working out.
Talent.
But picks are that's the high money value asset now.
Right.
So, I don't know if Jimmy Butler gets traded this year, but I don't know if he plays for the Heat. I don't know if he's going to be willing to take the pay hit that comes with sitting out. If he chooses to do so. When he's in the last game he played, he kind of just threw in the towel. He only played 20 minutes. It was a terrible game. He scored 9 points or something.
He's not putting in a good effort for it when he's actually in there. But we'll see where that goes then.
Yeah.
How about I want to talk about a little bit about the top teams in the league. Obviously, you have the Cavs and the Thunder, who are just kind of destroying everybody. The Thunder and the Thunder killed the Cavs the other night by 20 or so.
I mean, it's one of those things where in garbage time the Cavs bench players were able to cut it down. They were up by 40.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But an interesting one for me was the Celtics. They got off to a super hot start, but in their last 14 games they're 7-7, and in the last 3 games they had a hard time even getting to 100 points. Is this just a lull, you think, in the season, or do they need a piece? Do you think?
No, I don't think they need a piece. It's kind of crazy how many pieces they have. I keep forgetting that Porzingis is on that team because I think the last Celtics game I watched, he sat out, and then I saw him on the bench, and I was like, "Oh crap, they still have that guy."
Yeah, that's true. Hauser.
Yeah, Sam Hauser is pretty decent. Peyton Pritchard is 15 points a game off the bench.
Insane, that guy.
Probably, I think, the favorite for Sixth Man of the Year.
Hitting every half-court shot. They have a guy for every role.
I have a bone to pick with Peyton Pritchard's half-court shots, though.
Why?
The big one he hit in the finals before the halftime buzzer.
Yeah.
He traveled like a maniac. He took 5 steps. He caught the ball, didn't dribble, and then just ran to the half-court line.
The ref is this is a good TV moment.
He's like, oh.
Those refs enjoy the game, I think, sometimes too.
A little too much. I feel like NFL refs don't, they're so just focused on their one job because there's, 10 of them. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like they enjoy the game. I feel like they're
tough. Yeah.
No, I think the Celtics will be fine. I think this is a
little lull. Yeah.
All-Star break is right around the corner. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are laser focused on that.
Yeah.
Especially since they had, at least 2 guys in the Olympics, right? Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Derek White. They had 3 guys that played in the summer. Mm-hmm. I don't think Al Horford played I don't think the Dominican made it. That's where he's from, I think.
I don't know if he played. I forgot. That's
I don't think he played.
I don't think he did.
I don't think Kristaps played because I think he was injured, and I don't know if is he Lithuanian. I'm not sure where he's from, but I don't think they made it. But they had at least those big three guys that were, played in the summer, so they got to be tired.
A lot of basketball. Younger guys, so you expect them to kind of bounce back a little faster.
After the All-Star break, because
Mm-hmm.
probably it's going to be JB and JB, or JT and JB.
JB, yeah.
They'll probably make the All-Star team. Everyone else will get a break, so I think after the All-Star break, they'll come back to being
I agree.
a clear contender.
I hate to say it, but this is like this is what they called it. Trevor Lane called it on the Laker Nation podcast. He called it a dark timeline for the Lakers because they won last year and they look primed to win for the next couple.
Next
couple
years.
They are set up for a while. So this is the dark timeline.
And to make it even darker, Tatum and Brown were taken in consecutive drafts. One pick after the Lakers.
The Lakers pick, yes. So it's like kind of like an FU, but
yeah, I know it's rough.
But we'll see. Lakers are doing okay. Before we head on to some sneakeroos, I wanted to with the trade deadline coming up, February. Let me just get this right. Thursday, February 6th at 12 p.m. for us Pacific time.
Oh, okay.
Give me 3 teams who for sure need to make at least one move.
The Warriors for sure need to make a
I
move.
would put them number 1 ahead of almost everybody.
Realistically, I don't know if the Warriors have a great shot to make it out of the West.
Yeah.
Dallas is so good, man.
And they haven't even been healthy.
They haven't been healthy. Same with OKC. I keep forgetting that Chet Holmgren has been injured most of the season.
So it's Hardenstein.
Isaiah Hardenstein had a calf strain and missed the big game against the Cavs, even though, like you said, they blew him out. So those 2 teams, I think, are probably top of the West for me. The Rockets are super good. Lost to the Kings last night, which we'll talk about a little later. But
a little insight,
what's
coming?
Foreshadowing.
A little. Okay.
Foresight.
We'll take that out.
Edit that. Cut that. So Warriors, I think, are number 1. I don't know if they have enough in the tank to make a big run, but when you have a guy like Steph Curry, he's going to be a Warrior for life. He's not leaving. You do everything every single year, kind of like the Mavs with Dirk.
Yep.
Mark Cuban tried to always was like, I'm going to get Darren Williams when Darren Williams was free agent in like 2011. I'm going to get Dwight when, Dwight came to LA. He's always swinging for the big free agents because he knows he owes Dirk a chance to win a title.
Exactly.
That's what the, Joe Lacob needs to do for Steph every single year.
Yep.
Pony up, pay. I would have paid Clay personally. I would have brought him back.
Yeah.
But, they need to get somebody just to get a little bit of help.
And who you got? The next team.
I think Milwaukee needs to make a trade. I think that could be a good Jimmy Butler destination.
That's a good Jimmy Butler. And also, that's a good topic because there's a couple guys. Do they move on from a couple players there?
Chris Middleton.
Do they?
We talked about this briefly. Yes, I think it's time to move on from Chris Middleton, which sucks. I was like such a big Chris Middleton fan back, when they were winning the championship and coming up.
Okay, so Milwaukee's in 4th right now.
They're doing fine.
Which is kind of crazy to think of the beginning of the season they had.
Exactly. I was looking at that.
Yeah.
Philly too. Philly is finally stringing together some wins.
Yeah, their record doesn't look.
The record doesn't look good.
As bad, but it's not as bad.
Better than when we first.
Yes.
When the season first started.
Yes.
But I still think Milwaukee. It's time to move on from Chris Middleton and see what you can get for him, which honestly might not be much, but just any kind of production you can bring in right now would be valuable. I think they should be on the hunt in the trade market for sure.
That's a good, just to give them another little jolt or piece that can help them because they can definitely use it. I don't know. Like I said, I think Middleton's kind of ran his course. But I don't know. We'll see.
I'll actually make Milwaukee number 3.
Okay.
And this team is going to be number 2, but maybe could arguably be number 1. Minnesota. They are in disarray.
And Anthony Edwards, like speaking to the media and saying we are garbage. So how he's saying all these things. You would think it would jumpstart them a little bit, but they look like they need a piece. I think.
I mean, me and one of my other good friends who are big Lakers fans, and I feel like we've kind of shared a similar sentiment. I feel like we know what Julius Randle actually is. Mm-hmm. And when that trade went down, you're kind of like...
We said it.
This is not a good trade for Minnesota. Like, you had to make a trade because you just had way too much money on the books. Cat and Gobert did kind of work, I think. But, like, you traded the farm for Gobert, so you can't trade him. It's like you're admitting that you made the biggest mistake in NBA history by trading him this soon, so you had to keep him. So you had to get rid of somebody. I don't blame them. But Julius Randle is just not the solution for that team.
Yeah.
The way they play and the way that it needs to be channeled through Ant, Julius Randle is not a good pick and roll guy.
Nope.
He is a terrible passer and decision maker. He's a great guy to give you 20 to 25 to maybe 30 on like a bad team. And I don't really know what else he brings you. He's not fantastic in the post. He's got decent mid-range, but like I don't know. He's a good defender.
He's a great individual bully ball guy.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard for me to see him being a piece on this team that will make them a really... I don't know. I feel like if they were to trade him, maybe... If they could trade him, maybe get another serviceable big along with another guy. I think you can get a lot for him in terms of value. I just don't think he fits. He's a meaner player than Cat, I think. More of a dog, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, Cat can pretend, and I think even convince himself that he has that I'm ready.
But he has the skill to back it up.
Yes,
I think. Right.
But I do think Randall has a little bit more of a mindset of like,
I'm gonna come after you
a little bit. Not like an insane amount.
Yeah,
but enough, I think.
Yeah, because right now the Timberwolves are sitting in 8, but they don't really have an identity. There isn't anything that's gonna tell me that they're gonna shoot up in the rankings. With the top teams. Even Memphis at 3rd, as good as they are, I don't see them being any better than Dallas.
Memphis is in a pretty good spot, I think.
Yeah.
Zach Edey has, surprisingly, I feel like kind of gone under the radar as far as rookies go. Mm-hmm. You can tell he still has a lot of work to have a more full, complete game, but defensively, the IQ is there and the know-how. Ja has been fantastic, seemingly no off-court stuff, so that was always the biggest problem for him.
Yeah.
Desmond Bane is crazy. They have good stories, with Yuki.
That's right.
He's been seemingly like a team favorite. Everyone seems to like him and is really pulling for him. So
it's only really been Marcus Smart who's kind of been in and out of the lineup because of injury.
Yeah.
So they're fine.
But yeah, I think the Timberwolves could maybe use. I don't think he's on the market, but maybe Buddy Hield.
I think he'd be available because he was a starter, was shooting well, and now he's not doing anything for them. Got moved to the bench. I can see him being a piece, being moved in terms of maybe with money.
Yeah, on who they get. I think. I think that could be a valuable piece, is having some additional shooting.
Yeah.
Because defensively, besides Randall. Defensively, the Timberwolves should be there. Gobert is a great defender. McDaniels is crazy. So I think they should be there.
I think that trade was too much of a change after the success they had last season. But obviously it had to be made. I think Cat. What was the reason? What was the reason for that trade again? It was just.
I think at the end of the day, it probably money.
Yeah.
Because I do think Cat was starting to come to realize that I'm
not going to win
it's
here.
Ant's team.
Yeah.
I don't think he wanted to be traded. Everything you heard when he found out was he was shocked.
Yeah.
But I think it was just they had 3 guys that were approaching or 4 guys that were getting like over $100 million.
So they needed to do something about it.
Just needed to pick someone to try and keep the money right. So I think they did what they could,
Yeah.
But I think just some kind of defensive anchor and a 3-and-D guy, I think wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. If you were to move Randall, you're saying.
I don't even know if they'll move Randall.
Just to add on to the team, you're saying.
I don't know if he's really the crux of the problems. I feel like you've seen this everywhere Julius Randle went. Is that like he comes in
hard to fit.
He just doesn't really fit. Yeah, so I would try and move him. I don't know where you send him, but I would try and move him.
All right. Well, you got the Warriors. You have the Wolves in second.
Yep.
To need to make a move, and then you got the third team being the Bucks. All three teams definitely are in that position. They
might just need a little juice. That's all.
Honorable mention fourth for me, and we don't have to get into it too much. I'm gonna have with our Lakers.
Yeah.
We need a bruiser big, I think. Jackson Hayes just isn't cutting it. Koloko can only play 50 games because he's a two-way player, which I just found that out. Christian Wood, who knows when he's coming back. And an athletic guard who can or point guard who can kind of create for the Lakers because Braun and Reeves are doing all the creating.
Yeah.
So, the Lakers, I would put them in honorable mention.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do because we were talking about, how Max Christie has been playing pretty decently since D'Lo got traded. I think the trading D'Lo was smart just because, Dorian Finney-Smith's a great wing defender. Shake Milton's a decent shooter. And I just think there was too many people that needed the ball in their hands.
Yeah.
D'Lo, wasn't going to be happy coming off the bench, even though I think that would have been a good role.
And I think he sucked it up. It was just kind of like, I'll hold it down here.
If it's me, I'm just making LeBron full-time point guard. I know he kind of has always done that throughout his career, but now I would really just lean into you are the starting point guard. We'll have Reeves be the 2, and then we can have Dorian Finney-Smith be the 3 or 4, and kind of mix and match from there.
Yeah.
And then maybe have Christie run the bench unit. But we talked about how he's not really a full point guard, as in he's going to be able to run a pick and roll or, find a guy off the dribble. He's definitely a score first kind of guy.
Yeah, and now at his age and stuff, he can't take that load anymore. I don't want to put that responsibility on. I think will he take the ball certain possessions here and there? Definitely, maybe even in crunch time. That's why you see Reeves doing it so much.
I think maybe the best player we could get, because essentially we just need a guard for the bench.
Yes.
Tyus Jones would be
great.
A great pick. The Wizards I think he's on the Wizards still.
I'll take Colin Sexton too, bro.
Sexton would be interesting. He again strikes me as a guy that's still score first, And I just feel like I just don't know if we need that.
Yeah, that's true.
Tyus Jones is in Phoenix. I don't think Phoenix is going to move him.
They like him there, I think. But he was good.
He got he signed there this past offseason. He would be a nice piece, but everyone wants Tyus Jones. If you have Tyus Jones as your backup point guard, you're lucky, know. A guy like that would be just I think a good asset. I know Mike Conley at one point was supposedly, when we were trying to move Russ, that was the deal. I wish we had done that deal.
I really wish we would have done that.
So
Utah is a really interesting team because they have a lot of pieces to move. A couple that the Lakers could look at too. I know they want, or we're looking at Kessler at one point, but I think he has a high price tag.
Yeah, and I think he had a great rookie season, and then since then he's just kind of been okay.
Yeah.
I think he still has the potential to be good, which is why he kind of has a higher price tag. And it's Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge is gonna.
He's gonna be ruthless.
He's gonna be
ruthless about it. But all right. Well, that's around the NBA.
We've gone all around it.
I think it's time to get in some kickaroos.
Should we get into some shoes?
Yes.
I'm already wearing shoes, actually.
What are you wearing today, by the way?
I'm wearing the New Balance Numeric 480, which we have talked about quite a bit.
He's been wanting this pair for a long time, guys.
Super comfy. I love the material. I like the color of everything.
Yeah, give us a little rundown. How many wears so far?
I think only 2.
And it feels pretty. So you're still kind of breaking them.
Yeah, still breaking them in, but super comfy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice and thick because they are skateboarding shoes.
Yeah.
But they don't feel like clunky or anything, you know.
Mm-hmm. Did they feel heavy at all?
Heavier than maybe some of my other shoes, but really not too bad, I would say. The sole definitely has some support there, you know.
Okay. I'm glad you finally got your pair, man.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with these.
Too.
Yeah, I like the color blocking a lot, and I like the material, so super happy with these.
Gum sole bottom, can't go wrong.
No, yeah, gum sole, killer.
Very nice.
What about you? You got
everyday shoe.
Some new stuff here too.
Yes, I traded in my Travis Scott Velvet Browns because I just felt like I cannot wear that shoe all the time. You know what I mean? I think it's a beautiful shoe, but I traded them in to Cool Kicks. Shout out Cool Kicks, and got a pair of the Pine Green Jordan 4 SBs. Out of all the 4s that I own, this might be the most comfy one.
Really?
Because
it's the SB technology.
The SB technology. This is all like really premium leather and the suede right here. The plastic is different. It's more rubbery, so that to take a little bit more of impact from the skateboarding and stuff like that. Again, I don't skate, so I'm a poser. But crazy air bubble, you know, on a skate shoe, and the gum sole on the ends is just like, for me.
They're nice, bro. I mean,
you like them?
Hell yeah. I mean, this pair, you know, when they came out was
we talked about them
super hot.
Yes.
So it's cool that you got it now.
Yeah,
They're
I
nice.
did not think I would
super
ever
nice.
own it, but here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Scott.
Thank you, thank you, Scott and Cool Kicks. But let's get into some new kickaroos.
Some new stuff.
And boy, is this year and this month a crazy month and year for shoes.
It's already been a crazy start for some shoes. This first pair we have up here is not coming out until March, but they just recently teased them.
Yes.
The latest collab between Nigel, Sylvester, and Nike, in particular with the Jordan 4.
Yes.
The Bike Air, if you will.
Mm-hmm. He's most notably known for his what's it called, his influence on BMX and biking.
BMX.
But also more notably now for connecting the street culture with shoes and the biking scene.
Yeah.
So
we talked last year. He had the Jordan 4 RM, the like low,
the green
and the gray,
and then there's the black.
Yeah.
Colorways, which also took off and a lot of people loved. Me and Julian personally came to a conclusion that we did not really like the low too much.
No,
we think the 4 is good where it is as a
gotta stay high top.
But I respect Nigel Sylvester and that shoe and that model and his creativity with those shoes.
Yeah,
just personally enough for us.
Yeah.
This sneaker draws inspiration from New York City's red bricks, representing where Nigel's BMX journey began. Every detail showcases his commitment to building his career with determination and precision.
Yeah, they're calling this the brick by brick colorway.
Mm-hmm.
Super crazy. Super nice, though.
To pay tribute to just like how he works, you know, you build your buildings, everything brick by brick, piece by piece, little by little, you know, and that's how he built his career. The materials on here, you can tell, are just the butteriest of the buttery suedes, where you can tell, like, if you touch, it's going to change color. The mini swoosh in the front.
Mini swoosh. Super nice touch.
Awesome touch. He has been partnered with Nike since 2009 when he was 18, so he's been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Has the Bikey Air and in the back instead of Nike Air, which is super sick touch as well. And it is coming out March 14th. that release date just came out for $225, which is a really pretty penny. But I mean, I personally don't like the one color shoes. But I've opened up my color palette as the years have gone on, and this is just damn.
Gives me some Red October vibes.
And yes, Legends of the Summer.
Yes.
Remember the Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z all shiny red. Yep. But this is a way better version, I think.
This is super well done, I think.
What do you think?
These are fire, man. I mean, you're really gonna, if you wear these, you're gonna
literally
stand out. Yeah. But I do like kind of the monotone of it. I mean, obviously the air bubble in the sole there has a little bit of white.
Yeah. Which I wanted to show you. So here's a picture of them. We'll put it up. I like it with the white lace.
With the white lace.
Good contrast, right?
It does add some nice contrast. I don't know which one I like better, though.
I
kind of like the red lace.
Yeah, to me...
It's kind of sick.
Yeah. To make it just like the whole solid.
Yeah.
Right? And then just the part of the midsole is kind of white. And the check. This raised material looks kind of like a basketball material. I'm not too sure what to call it. I don't even know if it's like a nubuck, but I don't think so. But yeah, just overall, beautiful execution on the shoe. He debuted it at the Brick by Brick runway show in New York, where they designed the building to look like all these, just like the shoes, just all red.
Yeah.
And then he spoke. They had like a party and after the fashion show, and he talked about how like this city was built brick by brick. This is how I built my career and stuff like that. So, good, awesome marketing, and with that they did with the shoe, and just pretty shoe. Can't wait for it to come out. I'm definitely gonna come after it.
I think I saw Nice Cooks posted that there was another Jordan 4 spotted there, a different one, but they didn't really.
It's a Fire Red 4.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's a Fire Red 4, and it has a red mini swoosh
another mini
in the
swoosh,
front.
yeah.
And they made it look like it's kind of used and beat up, almost like a reimagined, where it's kind of.
Oh, okay.
But this reimagined is kind of like where it's kind of used materials.
Yeah.
It looks pretty sick. But at the same time, it's just another Jordan Fire Red 4 with a mini swoosh.
Yeah.
But
could be cool.
Subtle hints makes it look cool. So shout out Nigel, man.
Yes, indeed.
Go get your pair March 14. I will be in line. Online.
I will be in line online.
In my bed.
In my bed. Not in line at all. Next up, we've got the Nike SB and Supreme collab, the Camper colorway, they're calling it. This is
Camper Verde.
Super sick.
It is nasty. And I also wanted to show you another picture. So, don't look, bro. What are you looking at?
Just said you want to show me a picture.
And then I take it back. This colorway specifically, I chose that I wanted us to kind of talk about. There are 5 colorways coming out for Supreme. Supreme has been a huge part of Nike's shoe collaborations since they've been together since like 2000. I don't know, what was that, 2000? I want to say 2002 or something like that. They've had 56 shoe collabs, not just with Nike, but Supreme alone.
Wow.
Probably the most by any company. This specific pack, there's 5. The black and red, white, silver, the ink, which is purple and black, an ocean fog, which is navy and black, and then the camper green, which is this guy. To me, this is the best pair because of the contrasts of the greens, but also because I'm an OG Nike SB head, and it reminds me of this pair, which we'll show you guys. We'll drop a picture of that. The high top Hulks, that's the Hulk. Like the Incredible Hulk. And I mean, they basically copied it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, the swoosh is different.
Swoosh is definitely different. A darker shade of green, I would say, too.
Yeah.
And then obviously the 94, which was when Supreme was started. But just beautiful colorway, man. To me, that's the one I'm going for.
Super well done. Yeah. I wonder if this is just like the Supreme in the midsole there. I wonder if that will be there, or if that's just like a watermark on the photo.
For the picture, yeah.
That would be cool if it had Supreme like etched into the midsole, though.
Yeah.
I hope that's the case.
That would be a nice touch.
The materials look pretty cool too. It's like an almost hairy suede. It's like not full hairy.
It's like the most premium of premium.
It's the hairy suede, but it got shaved. It's stubble suede.
Chic Quattro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, super nice colorway. Kind of looks like the Grinch almost. This color green.
That type of green. Yes.
Yeah.
How do you like the laces that it matches the?
Super nice. Yeah.
Dope, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if you saw all the other colorways. If this,
I haven't seen the other. I haven't seen the other colorways yet.
They're all kind of like this in the same type of color blocking.
Yeah.
I think the black pair is all black, white is all white, but the other ones.
The ink sounded interesting.
Yes.
That one. I'm a sucker for purple. So.
And the purple one. The purple one is about the same material and same color blocking, just different, obviously different colors. But I do like that this is a low top as well. They did not release. There is not a release date just yet, but they did release the month that it's coming out, and that's May.
May, yeah. 135, I think, is the estimated price, which kind of tracks, I think, for SB collabs.
Yes, I'm not too sure. They haven't released the information just yet. If these are all 5 of them will be on sneakers, but all 5 will be at all Supreme locations.
Yeah.
For us at LA, it'll be the one on Fairfax.
Yep.
Also the New York and all over the world, but also online on their site. So just keep a lookout for those.
Could be cool. I feel like Supreme's making a bit of a comeback. Not that they ever really fully went away, but I feel like it like peaked with like Tyler and Odd Future in the early 2010s, and I feel like they kind of maybe it was like oversaturated, a little bit. Like everyone had Supreme.
No, but and then they had the whole they sold the original owners and stuff sold their shares to the company and stuff. So a lot of the ownership changing
of hands. Yeah.
But products stayed the same, quality stayed the same. They hardly miss nowadays when it comes to the sneakers. So like it's just golden.
And I think they just recently did a collab with Golf Wing. So
yes,
cool throwback. I think that's kind of got people excited again for Supreme. So, and this will be another good way to like keep the momentum going.
Definitely, they're ready. I mean, the dunk wave is still
in effect, full effect.
Yes, but I will be going after these as well.
Last up for new releases, we have one of our favorite traditions that Nike does.
Oh baby!
And it is the Doernbecher series. In this particular one, we're highlighting it is the Nike Sabrina 2, one of our favorite shoes.
Fire.
Super, super, super cool collab. Or not collab, but design. I love the swoosh face. I think that got borrowed from we talked about it before.
Happy Nike Day or happy
It was another WNBA player. She like put it on her
that's right.
on her shoe. I'll have to go back and see who it was.
Maybe that's her favorite player. Maybe that's where she put it.
But
that is also what I wanted to highlight. That too is all over the inside of the sole on the bottom.
Yeah,
fire.
Super cool touch. You can kind of see it there. The yellow Nike check happy face.
Mm-hmm.
I like this pickle that's on the.
It's to resemble her favorite stuffed toy.
Okay.
Which is a stuffed toy pickle with like a face and stuff, which is really cute. The furry material insole of the shoe is to resemble her favorite blanket.
Okay, that's cool.
Yes, her name is Sophia Jenkins. She's a patient at the Doernbecher Hospital. She's 9 years old. She chose the Sabrina 2 because she likes Sabrina Ionescu. She's currently battling osteosarcoma, which is a cancer of the bone. So, shout outs to her and her family on her recovery during all this. Also to Nike for continuing this program they have. It's the Sneakers Meets Cancer Care Initiative that's raised $50 million already through just the Doernbecher series of shoes.
Crazy.
And this year is their 20th anniversary. So
super dope.
Shout out to them, all the kids that have designed any Doernbecher shoe. All of them always sell out and always have a resale value just because they're so people have such a good following and love for these shoes.
And they're so unique, I mean, it's like I feel like most of the time it's very clear that designed by a kid. They're just always pop. I do feel like this design in particular is kind of true to a lot of the other colorways we've seen of the Sabrina 2. Like the Sabrina 2's colorways have been really loud. Yeah. So I think the color blocking, it all seems. I mean, I know she's only 9, but it all seems very intentional. I think it's really well done.
Yeah. And obviously they have like the best designers to kind of guide them.
Yeah.
The kids like, hey, so you have this. Oh, this is your favorite blanket. Maybe we can turn that into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shout out to the creative designers as well. As well as the kids.
What a cool opportunity that must be to be able to work with them and help get this
man. I mean, that's the dream, dude.
Yeah.
Right? Like eventually you get to work with the kids. They get to make a shoe, and then the rest of their lives they have that for the rest of their life.
Yeah, it's real.
So cool, man. And this pair will be out released really soon, actually.
Yeah, coming up.
A couple days from when this episode releases, it'll be it comes out on the 23rd on sneakers.
Okay, yeah.
For $130, which is not a bad price.
No, not bad at all. The Sabrina models have been very, very well priced.
Well priced. Again, that model to me is so pretty that you can basically do any color to it and it looks nice. It's one of those shoes to me. I think on the 23rd, this is a nice collector piece for me. I will definitely be going for this.
All right.
And I will be rocking it.
I will be rocking it. Yeah, super cool design. Always a cool series. I'm always excited whenever we get to this time of year to look at the new Doernbecher shoes. So very, very cool.
I remember you liked one of the Jordan 1 Low Doernbechers, I think when we talked about it last year or something.
I think there was a 3 too, where I don't really like the 3s normally, but I remember there was a pretty cool 3.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to the kids for their wild imaginations.
Yeah, man. Like, super cool.
Super cool.
That is it for new releases, though, which means it is time to kiss
party.
It's time to party. Never mind. Thanks for joining us. We're going to party.
Hear that, party corner? Told you. Kizop
or Drizzop?
And Drizzop?
But
yes,
I'm kind of throwing you a curveball.
Oh.
You will not just be copying.
I'll hit it.
Or draw. No, you won't.
Yeah,
I'm nasty, dude.
No, you're not. I'm Shohei.
Ever since Vanessa Bryant was able to work out the shoe rights with Nike, we've had some scattered Kobe releases, and they've kind of been ramping up. But this year in particular, according to a lot of online sources, there's going to be a lot of Kobe's out there.
Oh yeah.
I got a list from Just Fresh Kicks. They have a list of supposedly every Kobe coming out. I think a lot of these designs are still pretty speculative. I think even maybe some of the releases might be a little speculative still, but some for sure we know are coming out, and some already have come out.
Yes.
So without further ado, here is the year of 2025, the year of the Kobe's here.
Okay.
So
couple out already, or maybe one or two.
So what I thought we could do, and I'll list which pair is which supposedly. We got a few duplicates the year of the Mamba, so we'll ignore those. But
interesting.
I want you to pick one as a daily driver.
Okay, I like this. Okay.
Work shoe, whatever.
Okay.
One to play basketball in.
Okay.
And one to put in your trophy room.
Oh.
One's just for display.
Okay, I like that a lot.
So order of the photos here, we have the Kobe 5 Pro Year of the Mamba. That just came out a few weeks ago.
Yes. Beautiful
for Lunar New Year.
Yes.
Or kind of that's what it's tied to.
Yes.
The next pair is the red version, which I think was a China exclusive.
Yes. It's
I saw Isaiah Thomas hit people up. He's like, I need that China.
I know you got. I got a PE for you. Yeah. It's also Year of the Snake. So
so they're calling it
fitting,
Year of the Mamba. Yeah. After that, we have the Kobe 9 Low Black and Gold, which is supposedly coming out in fall. Kobe 6 Pro All-Star 2.0. Okay. That's going to come out for the All-Star game. That's expected to be February 13th. Kobe 9 Low Gift of Kobe is the next one here. And I have to imagine this is very speculative because it looks almost exactly like the other Kobe 9.
They're going to change that.
Kobe 6 Pro Sail, which is supposedly coming out in May. Kobe 6 Pro Dodgers, which is fire.
Need that.
Those we have seen in real life. but they just didn't do a full release.
It's they full release, and it's all the Dodger players in the organization got it.
And we saw Vanessa show it off too.
Yeah, not fair.
Kobe 4 Protro Team Gold, which is supposedly coming out in fall. Kobe 9 Low Moonwalker, also coming out in fall. Kobe 5 Protro Draft Day, which I would imagine would probably be a spring release for the draft. Kobe 4 Protro CHBL. I'm not really sure what that was for. That's the yellow pair.
I wonder what that stands for. I think it's for like maybe a league or something.
Kobe 9 Elite Protro. I wasn't sure what this one was. This was not on the list.
That's a 4 also.
That photo. Yeah, it's a 4, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I was like, I needed to figure out what it was, but I couldn't. Because it wasn't on the list that I looked at. It was just in this photo that they also posted. So I was a little confused. But after that, we have the Kobe 9 Elite Protro What The, and then we have the Kobe 9 Elite Protro Masterpiece.
Yep.
Kobe 3 Halo, which is cool. I don't feel like you've seen a lot of Kobe 3s in a while.
One of my favorites.
Kobe 9 Low Protro Beethoven, which is going to be coming out in April. Kobe 6 Protro Total Orange, which we have seen. I think Jalen Brunson has worn that.
Jalen Brunson wear those.
Nice. Kobe 8 Protro What The, Kobe, and then the rest are duplicates. But supposedly this year we also have a Kobe 9 Wolf Gray, a low, a Kobe 9 Low Black, Gold, and Purple, a 9 Low Sunday Whites, a 9 Low Royal, and a 9 Low University Red. So
shout out Statty Daddy for the homework, man. That's awesome. I like this because you gave me like I'm looking at a buffet right
It's
now.
like a buffet.
Buffet of Kobe's.
Yes.
Okay, so I have to choose 3. Daily Driver,
basketball pair, yep.
Hooper pair, and Trophy Room.
Trophy Room. Display only.
Display only. This is tough. I'm going to cancel out all the 9s. I'm not a huge 9 fan.
All right.
So the high top 9s, I get it though, built for his Achilles and all that. 9 Low, pretty model. The Beethoven is probably my favorite. 9 Low
pretty
all
nice.
the time. Shout out our boy Aaron. He has those.
Ooh.
I'm going to go Daily Driver. I'm going to go with Daily Driver. I'm going to go with Sail.
I think that's they
Gold.
call it the Team Gold.
Team Gold, yeah.
But it kind of looks Sail to me. They called this one
because
Sail.
This, I feel like, is very versatile.
Yes.
Ball, going out,
yep.
whatever you want, that you can wear that. So I'm going to go Daily Driver, that one. Ball, I'm going to go with a 3 just because I love that model a lot.
Super nice model.
Kobe was torching people with like mini
MVP.
He was with this model, and then so I'm gonna go with that, and then the trophy is kind of tough, but I'm gonna probably have to do the Dodger.
Oh, okay.
And the Dodger,
Fire.
just because of Dodgers just won a championship.
Yep.
To mix Kobe with the Dodgers is awesome, and the city of LA. So I got to do that as the trophy case pair, and then honorable mention the Beethoven. I'll put the Beethoven in there. How about you?
Daily Drivers. I'd probably do the Sail.
Ooh,
it's a little understated, kind of.
Yeah.
You can kind of get away with it. Probably matches a bunch of outfits.
Yeah.
To Ball, I think I might do the Kobe 9. The what the. Mm-hmm. It's
For
like
Ball,
not,
great.
It's not super crazy as far as like what those go. Mm-hmm. But I will also be getting all the protection.
That's right.
And then probably as like a display shoe, I'd probably do the Draft Day.
Draft Days.
I think this is a mock-up. I think the actual pair is going to come out.
Yeah.
Fire. Because Hornets colorway is so good. I love the Hornets colorway.
It's still one of the OG jerseys that nobody can beat it. You know what I mean?
I remember
they had the pinstripe one with Larry Johnson.
I had a guy that I used to work with that had a Hornets hat, and I didn't know him very well, and I was like, "Oh, you like basketball?" He's like, "Oh no, I just thought the hat was cool." I was like, "Okay, fair."
I'll be over here.
Fair. It is cool.
Okay, good 3. I like that.
Well, thanks for picking.
That's this is a copper drop first for us.
Yeah, this is a crazy copper drop.
I feel like I'm on East Bay right now.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
I do think of all the pairs of ones that I might actually try to get, it's probably going to be the Dodgers.
Get a Kobe, man. Come on. Guys, comment down below. Get a Kobe Statty Daddy.
Let us know too which pairs are you guys gonna take?
Yes. Let us know which ones you like.
We want to know which ones you guys want.
Yes. And which one Statty Daddy's gonna get.
But thank you for picking some Kobe's.
Thank you for that. That was a really good one.
I thought that would be fun.
I
think it's just cool. Like I said, like
I like it when you make it tough.
Yeah, and this was
to
tough.
choose. And that was really, really tough.
I just think it's cool.
Because I like those too. I like
all
those.
stars are nice.
They're the stars instead of the regular
like
skin.
Yeah.
And then these I feel bad leaving out. That I feel bad leaving out.
Dude,
and
the Kobe 8 Wattas.
Come on,
the
dude.
Kobe 8 Wattas are ridiculous. And the 6 total orange.
Yes.
There's some ridiculous stuff coming out, man.
I'm telling you, this year is gonna take our money if we choose to buy shoes. It like the Jordans, Kobe's alone is
gonna be tough.
Unlimited amount. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, good Kobe's.
Gonna be fun to kind of chronicle all these releases as they come down the pipeline.
Gonna be fun eating top ramen every day.
I love water. All right, but let's get two Heat that are on the feet.
On the feet.
Yes.
These are worn.
Game worn.
Wow. Yes. Let's do it.
First up here we have Mr. Anthony Davis.
Ooh.
Rocking his friend LeBron's shoes.
Yes.
It is funny that AD has kind of switched from Kobe's to LeBron's. Kind of makes sense, but
I also just learned through Gilbert Arenas if the reason you don't see other players wearing the big star shoes like Curry's, LeBron's, Tatum's, and stuff, you have to have permission from that player to wear it.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know
Interesting, right? You thought like, I can wear it. No, you can't. You literally have to ask for permission.
Yeah, I would kind of think that if you were like Tyrese Haliburton, like he's a Nike signature athlete. He wears Kobe's all the time. Well, I would kind of think that if he wanted to wear LeBron's, he'd just
do it, right?
I wonder if that's only for the current model. Like, what if I wanted to wear like a LeBron 9 or something crazy, throwback?
That's a good question. So I would imagine it's for the model they're wearing now.
Why don't you know the answer?
So fitting why he would wear LeBron's because that's his teammate.
That's also one of my favorite Kobe stories. Is towards the end of his career, he started taking his shoes away from his teammates because they didn't deserve them. AD, going back to talking about Lakers players getting their jersey retired, kind of an interesting question. I think AD has gone super underrated during his time with the Lakers. I do think there was times when his play was frustrating.
Yes.
Largely not playing. He hasn't played a ton of games. The last 2 seasons have been better. This season he's only missed 2 games so far, so I'm hoping he can keep it up. But just like one of the best, like every time you watch him, his defensive impact is like unthinkable. He's one of the most impactful defensive players in NBA history, and it doesn't always come through on the stat sheet, but he's everywhere on the defensive end.
When he's not in the game, it shows.
A
yes. lot.
Yes.
They get in the paint at will.
Yes. Especially, I feel like last year during the playoffs, it was like we couldn't stop the other team if AD was not in the game. It's like just the fact that how much the other, especially the perimeter guys, rely on AD.
Big time.
Like, I think somebody recently, Malik Beasley maybe was talking about like how he felt so much more confident guarding players having AD behind him. He's just a killer, man.
I'm glad that the injury bug stereotype is kind of getting you don't hear it as much.
Well, he's proven that he can play.
Yeah. Knock on wood. Hopefully it keeps going.
Here is a closer look. This is kind of like a Sunday Whites, I guess, if you want to call it.
You know what? This model grew on me, bro. I didn't like the whole wavy swoosh and stuff.
Kind of strange still.
But I would definitely ball in them. I think I like this. I ended up liking this model. I like the little gem on the top as with the logo in the middle.
They're way more plain than LeBron's last model, especially.
Yes, I agree.
This was a game you were at, actually, Lakers Heat. on January 15th. The Lakers ended up winning 117-108. 22 points for AD, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, only 1 turnover. And this is, again, I think a big part of his game. No fouls.
Yeah.
Not a single foul. That's
awesome.
Insane.
So awesome.
10 for 21 from the field. Austin Reeves had 14 points and 14 assists. And a guy you told me you felt like was lighting us up because he was. Tyler Hero, 34 points on 7 3-point shots.
Well-balanced game from the guys. I thought the first half was garbage, but also the Heat were shooting out of their minds. They came back down to earth. Lakers buckled up defensively and got the dub. Great game.
Very cool.
Yeah. Also, really nice shoe. I like it. I like the colorway.
Good colorway. Very Lakersy.
And I think the game before this, or two before, it was LeBron wore the LAFD colorway.
Yeah, that was cool.
Tribute to the fire department. Awesome color. I'm sure he's going to put that up for auction and send the money to somebody.
Probably.
Pretty cool.
Next up, we've got front runner for the MVP.
Ooh, wait. Is it SGA?
It is SGA.
Yes.
In a pair we've talked about before.
If he gets second or something out of this, I feel like he would be robbed of MVP.
I mean, it's looking that way.
Yeah.
I don't even know who else at this point. Jokic, of course, is always going to be in the conversation. Maybe Donovan Mitchell, although he had a pretty bad game in this game. Maybe Jason Tatum. But to me, SGA is the pretty clear.
It's clear right now, as of right now.
Oh, we're only midway through the season,
right?
But
so SGA, and then who would you put after him? Probably Joker, right? Or
maybe Donovan Mitchell.
I mean,
best team in the East.
That's true.
They're both on pace for like 70 wins, which will not happen.
It's not gonna happen.
I think the Thunder especially could get to like 67. They could get really high up there. I think the Cavs have. I think it's just going to be more difficult. I think they're not as. They're really good and they're pretty decently deep, but I just think. I don't know. I just don't know if they have it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Yeah. So this was just the game from yesterday for us. Cavs Thunder. Thunder ended up blowing them out 134-114.
Kind of a surprise.
A little bit especially after the Thunder lost in Cleveland just like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, in a closer game. SGA, 40 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, no blocks, 2 turnovers, and 1 foul on 17 of 26 from the field, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. And he did it in 3 quarters, which is, he did not play the fourth quarter, which is nasty work.
The amount of field goals taken and made is what I was looking at. What was it, 17 for 26?
17 for 26.
What gets lost is how efficient that guy is, dude. He is like...
He's shooting like 55%.
Yeah, what?
As the main ball handling guard. It's nuts.
Insane.
Here's a closer look at the Converse All-Star BB Trilliant CX.
Brown shoe.
Yeah,
did we talk about this, man?
We've talked about this.
We
did try to do a virtual episode just to give you guys a little peek behind the curtain.
We tried, guys.
We tried really hard. We tried twice actually, and we messed it up both times.
That's why.
But we will work on it so that we can hopefully more consistently get episodes out. But we had this shoe lined up for that episode, but we did talk about it in an episode we've published.
I remember.
And I still think the model could be pretty nice, but I think overall the shoe has the opposite of grown on me. It's shrunk on me.
Same.
Especially this colorway.
I'm not much of a fan.
It's just, and you know what? I mean, it's going to happen. It looks, and maybe it's just the material comboed with the colorway. It looks beat up. Like this shoe looks.
It looks beat up, right?
Yeah.
But I also think it's like this material is when it looks like that. It's gonna look like that forever.
I think it's kind of.
It's not gonna be brand new looking, but it's supposed to be beat up looking kind of, and like that forever.
I think this colorway too is supposed to be like, it kind of looks like old, like leather almost.
Yes.
Like intentionally, even more so than just being brown. So maybe that's part of it. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. The blue accents, I'm not sure if that's what
That's
that
like
is
a,
on
that's like
the
an
right
aqua
shoe.
blue, yeah.
It's kind of, you see it here on the eyelets, but I'm not sure what that would be on the other shoe. It almost looks like the tongue, like where the tongue should be.
Yeah.
Maybe it is, but I'm not feeling it.
It's like where the eyelets are for the lace, so maybe like the side of the eyelet.
Yeah, maybe.
But I just don't like the color combo. I don't like the model. The star with the material and the brown reminds me of, it's like giving me Wild Wild West vibes.
Yes. I mean, I know the Converse thing is the star. It's the all-star.
Yeah. It's just the way that the vibe it's giving me with everything combined.
I also think if you made this a high top, it would benefit quite a bit.
It could.
As overall as a model.
Yeah. Well, because this is your cage right here. So all you'd have to do is
just
lift it up a little bit.
Lift everything up.
Right. I mean, it might look better. Yeah. But I'm wondering if that's what SGA likes. You know what I'm saying?
He teased that he's going to get his own signature shoe soon.
Yeah.
So he might not be wearing this very much longer. So
he deserves a shoe.
It'll be interesting to cover that.
Deserves a shoe. Beast.
Yes. Lou Dort in this game had 22 points and also did some nasty defensive work on particularly Donovan Mitchell, who finished with 8 points and 3 for 15
That's
from
all
the
he
field.
had?
Yeah, he had a bad game.
Oh, wow. No wonder they got killed.
Yes.
I even threw that game on. I was like, this is going to be great. And it was already...
From the get-go.
It was already a beatdown.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It was pretty much over. Last up, I've got it would be great if he was a friend of the show, but he's been on the show quite a bit. DeMar DeRozan.
Oh, he's been on great. The king of the Kobe's.
The king of the Kobe's. Which model is this?
It looks like... That honestly looks like one of his lifestyle models, like the Mamba mentality model. I want to say it's a 4.
Let me see.
Because it's definitely not a 5.
Last night when I was trying to get photos, they didn't have one. They usually, because DeMar DeRozan's always got nice shoes, they usually have a close-up of the shoe, but I couldn't find one last night.
I want to say it's a 4, but it's not, dude.
Yeah, there's still nothing there.
It doesn't look like it.
Any close-ups.
Yeah.
But I do like the touch. It's probably going to be a little hard to see. I'll try and zoom in a little bit. The kind of red, blue, and purple of the Kobe logo.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool, especially since the rest of the shoe is all white with maybe a bit of gum soliness or yellow on the tip of the sole there.
Yes. It looks like it's like fading.
Unless maybe is that just the reflection of
it might
whatever
be.
he's standing on?
Yeah, it might be.
Could be. It's kind of hard to tell.
I need to see other looks.
Yeah, it's weird. I thought this morning there'd be more photos, but there's nothing.
At
least on Getty Images.
Oh, that's bugging me. It's probably gonna be I want to say it's a Mamba mentality shoe.
Okay,
we'll see.
We're putting out a bounty. Let us know which shoe model this is.
Yeah, please. Investigators, please figure it out.
Kings. This game was the second part of the doubleheader yesterday on the 16th. Kings ended up beating the Rockets in a pretty close game, 132 to 127. DeRozan had 33 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, no steals, no blocks, 2 turnovers, and 1 foul on 12 of 23 from the field. Malik Monk had 26 points and 9 assists on 10 of 19 shooting. And Jalen Green for the Rockets finished with 28 points on 10 of 20 shooting. He looks good, man. Jalen Green is going to have a long, long career.
Yeah. Kings, another team that's kind of not spiraling, but just kind of trying to find an identity. DeRozan doesn't seem to be another good fit there. I think he plays kind of like the Harrison Barnes role when Harrison Barnes was there. I don't know. They 2 years ago they were almost like one of the top teams, and then they just kind of kept going down. De'Aaron Fox is having one of his not good year of a year compared to all the other seasons he's had. But I don't know. They're like teetering around the play-in ranking right now.
It's only been a few games since Doug Christie took over from when they fired Mike Brown. He's got a decent record, so maybe he can help turn things around. I was listening to Stan Van Gundy talk about what he thinks their coaching style differences are, and he thinks that Doug Christie's going to push them to play at an even faster pace. I was like, the Kings were playing at a blistering pace.
Yeah.
Maybe just he needs more fast break because they did have a lot of
slow down.
They had fast half-court offense, but they weren't necessarily always streaking and getting out there under Mike Brown. I still think letting go of Mike Brown is kind of a weird choice.
And how they did it was even worse, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mid-season, like, what was it? He was about to get on the bus or
the plane.
The plane.
They told him,
and
they let him. Yeah, they let him hold practice and speak to the team too. It's like, dude, well, I don't know.
King's gonna king. As far as that organization goes, I was thinking last night, and when you touched on De'Aaron Fox, who is a very good player. We talked about his shoe. Maybe that episode didn't actually come out. It might have been.
We did talk.
We'll have to cover the shoe again.
That's a deep cut.
Great shoe.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking about, a few years ago when they made the trade for Sabonis and they sent Haliburton away. Mm-hmm. I feel like even at that time, it should have been a really close debate on if you're going to send Fox or Haliburton.
Yeah. And
it seems so clear to me now that they should have kept. I think they should have kept Haliburton.
I thought so too.
I think
he was a star in the making.
De'Aaron Fox is a great player, but Haliburton is just like, I think he's on another level personally. I think he's a better shooter.
Yeah.
He's bigger. Maybe not as grounded defensively, but I just think he makes the game electric too, which I think is important.
Yes.
Especially in a place like Sacramento. I just think about how much more fun this team would be with Haliburton.
If they changed, if it was Fox instead of Ty.
Because I do think that trade is. I think getting Sabonis was a big plus for them.
Of course.
I just think, maybe the Pacers didn't want Fox. I think Fox was a more established player at that time, and I still feel
that's definitely why they did at that time.
I think the Pacers probably would have been happy with De'Aaron Fox anyways. But just imagining Haliburton on this team, I think it would have.
Yeah,
they really could have been really good.
Yeah, considering what he did with the Pacers, could he have done that with the Sacramento? I think so.
Maybe even better. I feel like Sabonis is kind of a better running mate for a point guard like that than maybe Miles Turner. Miles Turner is he's
great.
Good.
He's playing well right now too. So,
but Sabonis and Haliburton inverse pick and roll, there's so many things you can do there because Haliburton can shoot it, from half court. So.
Big time. I like De'Aaron Fox's ability to get a bucket whenever when it's crunch time.
He can get to the rim
he's like a microwave, right?
Yeah.
He can get you 10 points quick. I just think this season he's just not. I don't know if it's the distractions from all the trade speculation around him that's causing him to not play as well as he usually does. But I still think he's a good player too. But that's a really interesting thing to think about if they traded those two instead. Or if you swap those, that's really interesting to think about.
Could be interesting.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all I got for Heat on top of feet.
Yeah.
Let us know if you guys can figure out which model that is DeMar's wearing.
Because that's killing me right now.
Definitely be interested.
Also, before we go, we got that little game we like to play. Ask the Statty Daddy.
I'm not saying.
Don't you look. I got 3 stats here, stat lines, and we're going to get the Statty Daddy to guess them.
Draymond Green.
I'm going to give you the year it happened and the team. Should I give you the team or is that too easy? That makes it too easy.
Yeah, well, we can just start with the year.
You could also stop looking at my laptop.
I can't read it. I don't have super eyes, okay?
Just the year?
Sure.
Okay. 1971. And it seems hard, but he knows his NBA, so it's not. This will be easier. 55 points, 17 boards, 3 assists, 23 out of 36 shooting. Would you like the position he plays?
Gotta be, yes, yeah.
Center.
Yeah, gotta be center. 71.
Yes.
55 points.
Yeah.
Is it?
He was on multiple teams.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Close, but it's not.
55 and 17. Kareem? Yeah, I was going to say.
Very good.
Dang, 55.
23 for 36 is crazy.
That's disgusting. Skyhook, baby.
That's all day, dude. This one is really ridiculous as well. 2012.
Okay.
51 points, 14 rebounds, 7 threes.
51 points, 12 rebounds?
7 threes.
7 threes.
This is a little easier, I think.
2012.
He is also a big.
Kevin Love.
Dang, how do you good? It sounds like you know right away. This one is actually pretty ridiculous as well, which is why I chose it. It might be a little bit harder though.
Okay.
Okay, big again. 2007.
Okay.
31 points, 12 rebounds, 8 blocks. And
Mehmet Okur.
You know, the randomness that you're going is the right way.
Okay.
But he was in his prime. He was a monster.
Brad Miller. No, he doesn't. He wouldn't get blocks like that.
Nah, not Brad Miller.
7 blocks.
8.
8 blocks.
Almost a triple double with blocks, which is wild.
How many points? 31 points
and 12
rebounds.
This guy was
8 blocks. 2007.
Like a beast.
KG?
In his prime. No. I'll give you another hint. He was on multiple teams. I want to say who he played AAU with, but that's going to give it away, I think.
2007. 33 points, 12 rebounds, 8 blocks. That's a lot of blocks.
To have 31 and 12 too is kind of crazy. Here, I'll give you a hint. He was on the Clippies.
Zebo?
No.
At the time.
That's Zebo on the Clippers. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Nicely
right?
done on that.
Chris Kaman?
No. Nope. Okay, he was also on Philly.
Spencer Hawes.
No. He played.
Oh, Elton Brand.
Very good.
There we go.
Yeah, we forgot how good that guy was.
That guy on the Clippers, he was
nasty.
Really, really good.
Like, I can't even imagine how
Dang,
strong
8 blocks. Dang. Yeah, no, he's one of those super strong
the
dudes.
strongest guy ever, dude. But yeah, you got him, dude. The last one was gonna be tough.
That one was hard. Yeah,
because there's a lot of guys that can do 31 and 12. I thought the 8 blocks.
The 8 blocks
for him was kind of a trip.
Yeah, no, I don't think of him as like a shot blocker, you know. But dang, 8 blocks.
Monster, dude.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. But that's all I got.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. We had a little bit of an extended episode today because it's been a while. But
yes.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Please comment down below all your suggestions. If you bought any new shoes, if you want to show us your new cops. We will be filming some content on our social media for the near future. But we will see you next time on the Flippity Floppity. Laramie, Tunsil.
The town of Laramie, which I believe is...
Is that real?
There is a town called Laramie. I don't know where it is, though. I feel like it's Idaho. But I'm not the hoe. You the hoe.